In this video, we're going to learn how to divide radicals with the same index. So remember, the components of a radical expression are the radical sign itself, the radicand, which is all the stuff underneath the radical, and the index, which is in the little upper left-hand corner of your radical. So there's a rule that's going to help us with dividing radicals with the same index. And that rule says if you have the nth root of a divided by the nth root of some other number b, as long as these indices are the same, these both have to be n, they have to be the same number, you can combine them together into one fraction like that. All right, when would you want to combine them together into one fraction? Well, let's look at an example here. Let's say we have the square root of 18 divided by the square root of 2. All right, now 18 is not a perfect square, 2 is not a perfect square. These are not nice numbers, they're yucky decimals, but irrational numbers. But what I could do is use this rule and combine them together. Notice the indices are the same. When the indice is not written, it's assumed to be 2. So I could write these together as 18 over 2, and I can simplify 18 over 2. 18 divided by 2 is 9, so that gives me 3. Now you would never know that the square root of 18 divided by the square root of 2 is 3 by simply thinking about the square root of 18 and the square root of 2. You know, I could punch in the square root of 18, I get some crazy decimal, and I could punch in the square root of 2, I get another decimal. That's hard to see that that's 3. But it is. And you can always check your answer by literally doing this. The square root of 18 divided by the square root of 2, and it is 3. Now, I could teach my 5-year-old granddaughter to punch in square root of 18 times square root of 2, but she wouldn't know what it means. So understanding what's happening is important. Understanding why it's 3 is important, and that's what this rule is showing us. All right, let's try another one. You guys try this one. How about the cubed root of 81 divided by the cubed root of 3. All right, pause the video and without a calculator, see if you can figure this out. All right, well, hopefully you wrote this together as one fraction, and then we realized that 3 does go into 81. Let's see, 3 goes into 8 twice. That makes 6 with 2 left over, and 3 goes into 21 7 times. And the cubed root of 27 is 3. I must be on a 3 kick here with my examples. Now you can also use this rule to simplify radicals that are already a fraction. Like let's say you've got x over 9 and you wanted to simplify that, the square root of x over 9. I don't know what x is, right? But I know the square root of 9 is 3. So what I want to do is I want to split this back up like this, square root of x over square root of 9. I'm taking a fraction and I'm rewriting it this way, split up. Then I can leave the square root of x in the top because I don't know what x is, and I can change the denominator to 3. And that would be a simplified version of this fraction right here. All right, well, I hope that helps you with dividing radicals with the same index. Now remember, you can only do this with the same index. If it's a different index, you have to use a completely different method for simplifying these radicals.